Pulls up after their strafing run to evade enemy gunfire and avoids the possibility of getting hit by airborne fragments from exploding targets. Now, as they roll in for their straight pass, the number 1 aircraft is flown by Larry Arkin with Steve Kapoor, the number 2 aircraft, Chris Thomas, and the number 3 aircraft, Ken Johansson. Watch now as they dive towards the targets.
Don't fight fair, that's okay. See if I can knock me down, it's all in vain. I give it back on the field again. Give it with your best shot.
From above and behind, here is the interceptor threat. Watch as the 3-ship Vic approaches and strategically maneuvers to successfully avoid the intercept. Ladies and gentlemen, the Geico Skytypers bomb burst.
She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare, just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, it's my destiny. She said, ooh,
prepares for its next coordinated maneuver, the Geico Skytypers would like to invite you to learn a little bit more of what they have in store for us. Solos pull to the sky. The Vic will transition into a vertical Vic and fly through the center of that arc drawn by the Solos. As the team regroups for a special pass, the Geico Skytypers would like to recognize the men responsible for keeping these vintage aircraft in such fine shape. The aircraft technicians are Frank Atria, Mike Beecroft, Mac McMillan, and Greg Coons. We'd also like to recognize another key member of our team, Advanced Pilot and Ground Operations Officer Jim Record, and Vice President of Operations. The team is now joined into a single Delta formation. They'd like to dedicate this next maneuver to the men and women in the United States Armed Services and their families. Ladies and gentlemen, the very beautiful Geico Skytypers Fan Pass. Here's Chris Thomas on the pitch. Number 3 is Ken Johansson. Number 4, Tom Daly. And number 5, ladies and gentlemen, the 2017 Geico Skytypers. Geico and Geico Skytypers would like to thank you for supporting this air show and its great sponsors. Stop by and talk with the folks at the Geico tent today to get a team picture and some neat Gecko gifts.
Various tail draggers in California. Always wanting to turn upside down as much as possible, he learned aerobatics well even before he had a license. After earning all his ratings, including mechanic's license and inspector's authorization, he barnstormed around the U.S., flew Firewatch and skydivers. He even used to skydive, but he's much better now before he co-founded Warbird Adventures.
Landings with tires and tubes to Gene Soucy and his wing-walking partner, Teresa Stokes. Thanks to the B&C Special from Newton, Kansas. They supplied Gene with a lightweight alternator that he's carrying on the one-of-a-kind show cat as he flies right now. Remember, there is no airplane like this one in the world. P-I-E-D-M-O-N-T. That creativity from Gene Soucy. Give him a big round of applause. Altitude, he's going to have a little fun overhead and provide a safety factor as well. You know, it's not safe to text and drive. So Gene's going to do a little texting. He's just going to park the airplane up there so he doesn't get in anybody's way. Finish that text, and then he's off to drive again. Gene Soucy and I would like to thank our great friends at Concord Batteries of West Covina, California, providing sealed aerobatic batteries for us and so many other air show performers, whether it's in the air, on the land, or on the water. Concord Batteries from the United States should be your choice. All right, now if you use your imagination now, you won't have to use it later. Gino did the 4-point roll. That was Piedmont Airlines Wants You. Then he doubled the difficulty factor, did the 8-point roll, stopping the rotation of the airplane every 45 degrees of rotation. And true to his competition intensity, he's going to do a 16-point hesitation roll, stopping every 22.5 degrees, and he is going to somehow, with his imagination, dedicate that hesitation roll to this week's sponsor, Piedmont Airlines. Want a career as an airline pilot? Piedmont Airlines will help you and do it for you. Very active motion picture stunt pilot, has been in many feature films, working for the cameras both in front and behind. Well, before this airplane was born, Gene Soucy was a member of the famed Red Devils aerobatic team with Charlie Hillard in the lead, Tom Poveresne in the right wing, and Gene in the left wing. Without changing team members, they changed to the Linder aerobatic team and had a 25-year run. Watch this. P-I-E-D-M-O-N-T-A-R-L-I-N-E-S. He got it. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Gene Soucy and the salute to Piedmont Airlines roll. Oh, that guy loves to fly. Daytime or nighttime.
Ground control.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Larry Stray. My name is Mike Spanky Galloway. On takeoff roll. 5-time national freestyle aerobatic hat 232. It's unlimited aerobatics out of space. Let's watch David Martin.
Sometime, anytime, sugar miss sweet. Little miss innocent, sugar me. So come on, take it back, shake it up, break the bubble, break it up.
There's that Larry. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for David Martin. And if you want to see how he's working in the cockpit, onboard images brought to you by Live Air Show TV. Triple snap on top of the loop. We call that maneuver the triple avalanche. All right, what I want to do right now, let's get the music down just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, David Martin was highly influenced by a great gentleman that we lost just this year in 2017. His name is Bud Walker. Bud was a fixture here at Sun and Fun. In fact, so much so that he flew aerobatics well into his 80s here at the Sun and Fun Air Show and Convention. Bud's most favorite maneuver was the super slow roll. Not a particularly complicated maneuver to perform, but it was so instrumental in Sun and Fun. Okay, he's setting it up now. He's going to go up and do a knife edge spin. Thank you much, ladies and gentlemen. After he finishes his knife edge spin, watch the super slow roll. It requires no narration. Here we go. A Beechcraft Bonanza, and would you believe it, a P-51 Mustang. The true air show professional, David Martin, from Awesome Kingdom, Texas.
Go. Put a little effort into it. Cat 232. Hey, you've been watching the Jumbotrons. I'd like to, hey, crew, can we turn the camera on inside the truck down there so all the people can see?
By a highly skilled pilot.
What did you think of David Martin, ladies and gentlemen? Flies that Cat 232 beautifully. My good friend Mike Spanky Galloway from Frisco, Texas. We've been a friend. Beautiful patriotic air show performance in itself. And I'm talking about Julie Clark. I'm going to turn the mic over to Dave Kine now to tell you all about Julie and her beautiful. Oh, there's our camera crew up on the stands there.
Figure 8 inscribed in the sky. Julie pulls up into a 3/4 loop. As she comes over the top, she stops the loop by pushing a step forward, establishing a 45-degree down line as she executes a half roll and builds her airspeed, giving her the energy she needs to execute another pull, completing the second half of the Cuban 8. Now Julie again pulls up to the 45-degree angle airspeed, nicely setting her up for her next maneuver, the difficult 4-point hesitation roll. All right, gaining speed on the downline. Here she comes, airspeed to 170 knots. Let's see if we can do our higher math at show center. There's 1, and 2, and 3, and the 4-point hesitation roll. As she climbs, prepare for her next sequence, we're going to go to the sky and talk to Julie and have her tell you about how much fun she's having up there this afternoon. Julie, do you hear me?
Sure do, Dave, and we are having a good time. Beautiful sky, beautiful air, and welcome everyone here to Sun and Fun, the final day. And I want to tell you a bit about my next maneuver. I call this Julie's Heart in the Sky, and for those of you who have never seen me fly, however, I've been doing this for many.
As the Viper on the takeoff roll, make a little noise here.
Thank you very much, Son of Fun. Let's get that music cranked up and get on with the second half of our show.